Hi, welcome everyone to another episode of CD Bath. I hope all of you are doing pretty well. I hope you're enjoying the episodes these days because we are touching a lot of different topics. All of them are pretty different from each other. Today we have a very special guest with us. She is Miss Nishtha Sen. She is a graduate in electronics and communication engineering, just like me, and she has landed from SRM University, Chennai. She's working as the industrial automation engineer in ABB Global. Unlike me, she is still an engineer. Apart from that, she is the founder of an NGO, Light and Life, working towards animal welfare, wow, and sustainable environment. She has won the Student Innovator Award of the Year in 2016 by the Indian Automotive Magazine. Oh my God, you're pretty much an engineer, Nishtha. She's currently working as a part-time life coach and a certified yoga trainer along with her job, which is a great deal and which I think most engineers by the end of their engineering decide to do because throughout the engineering, all they learn is life. So with this really weird introduction, I welcome you all and I welcome our guest. Thank you so much, Nishtha, for giving us the time. She is a pretty busy girl and she's here for talking to you about something very interesting. She's going to talk about where is the youth headed. I think it's going to be a realization session for most of us. So stay tuned and let's welcome Miss Nishtha. Hi, Nishtha.
Thank you so much, Lovepreet, and hi, Pawan. Thank you so much for that amazing introduction. But honestly, I am still and will always be a student of life, as you mentioned. And I'm honored to be here with you guys on Seedhi Baat. The name of the podcast itself clearly clicks me with the idea that it's something like a change for better. So congratulations. And today I would like to discuss about life purpose, role of vision, and all those things. And being a life coach myself, I feel this topic is pretty important. And I'm not here to talk about a dream world where everyone is just following their passion without having a proper vision in their mind and financial stability. So instead, I would like to emphasize how important it is to have a vision along with goals and framework.
Oh, that sounds pretty exciting already. And it's very important because, normally when we talk about passion, we go into this dream world where we think unrealistic passions can also become our careers. We have talked about it before in our previous episode. We'll link that episode here on the I button. You can click on that and visit it. But otherwise, I think it's very important to have a clear vision and to see how practical your goals are. Well, to begin with, Miss Nishtha, in your opinion, what do you think are the common problems faced by youth? Given that you are an engineer by yourself, you are a student innovator, that means you were a pretty good student in engineering. How how important do you think it is to recognize the problems that the youth is facing, and what are the common problems that youth is facing?
To recognize it is, I guess, very important. And as I talk to my clients and come across youth every day, I feel the common problems are first the mental problems, that is depression, anxiety, and then comes the lifestyle issues where they are becoming habitual to staying at one place throughout the day with one gadget in their hand, and in turn that affects their physical and mental health. I mean, this is very important and everybody is just ignoring this. Then the most common issue, which is again underrated, is lack of direction or vision, the topic of this session. So that is the purpose of us waking up every day, which is commonly communicated as a lack of vision, lack of motivation. So I'm going to talk about that. And also lack of alignment of values, emotions, goals, which leads them to succumb to social pressures by society, families, and friends. That is there.
Oh, that's amazing. That sounds pretty good. And I think she has already talked about what could be the possible causes, although there could be an elaborate account of all those causes. But then it's usually seen that families, they do direct their children to do a particular thing, and most of the times the children somehow give up on their goals and they follow what their family says. Because according to, I think there's a generation gap as well. According to the elder generation, there are just certain jobs or certain roles in society which ensure that you are going to be financially stable, or like you'll have status in the society and stuff like that. But today there are like a lot of options for you to excel. You name a skill and you have a proper job or a proper career in that skill. So I think Nishtha will be giving a lot of good things to us in this episode. Pavan, do you have any question for Nishtha?
Yeah, well, the first question, I mean, it's a very short question. What made you think about these issues? What was the trigger point? And the second question is, so if these are the causes which you outlined and all, and how do you see things? How do we start off if we want to ask ourselves? Where do we start if we want to do something and all? So if the viewers are all our viewers are around between 18 and even less and up to 25, 30. So where do you think we should start? The trigger point and where do they start at?
Yeah.
Okay. That I guess narrows down to possible causes. Am I right? So, yeah. So, before possible causes, which are many, and I guess many of them Lovepreet already mentioned, and like generational gap and all that, but major causes lack of clarity.
Mm.
So, now that I'm talking about this, I would like to state an example which I recently read in a very good book. And it says that it's about a monk where he just goes to the ashram, he starts his journey, and the senior monk takes him to a room full of dust, like unused boxes and books. And there he's led to the mirror. And the senior monk asks him that, what can you see? And then through the thick layer of dust, he couldn't even see his own reflection. Then the senior monk says that first he wiped the arm of rope across the glass, and the cloud of dust puffed through his face, stinging his throat and eyes. Then the monk said, okay, if you see, your identity is the mirror covered with dust. When you first look in the mirror, the truth of who you are and what you value is obscured. But clearing it at first may not be pleasant, just like the dust which came to you. But only when it is cleared, you will be able to see the true identity of self. So, this is all about clarity. This whole example is all about clarity. As you see, the dust is the society which includes almost everything around you. The social media, the news you're getting, the inputs you're taking, unwantedly, unconsciously. Sometimes you don't even realize the input you're getting. So I guess it's very important to choose that. So you can start asking by a very simple question, that is it dust or is it me? And then the answer will be there.
Amazing.
Other possible causes which Lovepreet mentioned is lack of support from your friends, families, and yeah, I mean, friends and families are major, but if you see how connected we are in social media to the people across the globe, so that is also there. So lack of awareness of your passion and what world needs can actually bridge the gap between this. Like
Yeah,
if you know what you have the passion in you and what the world needs, it'll help you bridge that.
exactly.
So if you see in India, the society is not very risk taking yet. They fear risk, and that is the biggest problem, I feel. So instead of choosing from fear of failure, we can choose from encouraging with opportunities and yeah, different options. And I
Yeah,
guess that can come with awareness.
This is
yeah,
a
yeah,
very valid point. I think we raised this even the last podcast on a similar topic where we emphasized that we have to start taking risks. And
yeah,
without risk, I don't think anything is possible. Even the most, you forget villains and all. Even if take the most basic things, people like Steve Jobs, everybody took risk. And only because of the risk that is whatever you see now. Risk is
yeah,
everything.
yeah. Another
Yeah,
thing
I
to
mean,
note here, yeah, you were speaking something, Nishtha?
yeah. I mean, without risk, you cannot grow. And if you see, growth and evolution is whole point
Yeah,
of the human existence.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Another point to be noted over here is, guys, that thinking that given that social media is like a bulging platform, you have information of all sorts available, you can connect with people across globe. So of lately we have been analyzing that social media is kind of negative for it's going negative for us, it's shattering our opinions on things. It's either making us way too opinionated or is making us like having wrong opinions and stuff like that. But I think if you rightly use social media, then social media is one such a platform which can allow you to understand what the world needs, and just like Nishtha said, to align your passion with what the world needs. Because you at sitting at home in one room cannot know what the industry demands, what's happening around the world, what are the advancements, which country, which place, which geographical location has opportunities for you where you can excel. And I think it's important to have an unbiased vision, and in fact I would say a very knowledgeable vision to look at everything that's been proposed to you on social media and to decide what do you want to feed your brain and your sensory organs with. Is it the negative information flowing on social media just like that without any evidence, or is it that what is giving you power, what is actually helping you bolster your goals and your vision, right? So it's your decision, but blaming social media would be wrong. You can always use it in your favor. That was a great answer, Ms. Nishtha. I want to ask you something. I mean, this is something which I connect with personally. I absolutely love talking about life, and having worked as a counselor for several years before this, I've dealt with a lot of children and a lot of youngsters, who had next level problems, like they were not even related with career most of the times. So, what do you think is the importance of a purposeful and a joyful life? Although, when I'm asking this, I kind of know the answer myself, but I want to know from you, what is the importance of a purposeful life, a joyful life, a life of vision, a life which has direction?
Okay. So, no matter how much I'm speaking here, even I know that unless the pain of staying at the same place is more than the pain of changing, the people won't take action. So it is the true point, but it's our duty to raise awareness before they actually reach their lowest points, and it can actually prevent major damages. So first of all, the most common problem that youth is facing, which I mentioned, is mental health illness, which can be reduced with a sense of purpose in life. And when you believe that you're good for nothing, I guess it's the worst feeling, and you lack motivation. So that in turn causes mental illnesses. So I just researched, I mean, I have done research on this. There are studies which shows that having a purpose in life may actually motivate you to reframe stressful situations and actually use it productively, thereby facilitating recovery from stress and trauma. I mean, in PTSD, in other illness cases, if you just help them to actually get a bigger purpose than their current existing problems, it will help them majorly. So that is one of the major, importance of purpose. And no matter how much we dread discipline or goals, it is the only way to creative freedom. So I guess it is a very important point. And other things, as you know, it got a smile on your face when you talk about this. It brings happiness, it brings stability, it brings peace. And whatever we are doing, what is it for? It's just for joy. So joyful living is, I guess, needs no mention here. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and I would like to emphasize something here. Like, we often choose a stream or a path or a career which is easier to follow because people around you are actually doing that already, and they are actually following it already. So it's easier to give in those things. And yes, financial stability is important, because unless you have financial stability, you will be always dependent on others. So, as I mentioned before, it is better if you find a congruence between your finances, your dreams, your passion, and this comes with awareness. So, just ask what society needs, what it can pay you for, and you'll get your answers. And yeah, so this was all about purpose. Now, more than purpose, there is one more thing which is important, which we didn't discuss, that is vision. And vision is, in itself, a powerful mental image of your aspirations. That is the one thing that connects your reality to your purpose. I know that I want to do something good for humanity, but that's not something which will drive me because I don't know what is my next step. So I guess vision comes here, vision takes place. So people often confuse vision with money and materialistic gains. And even Steve Jobs on his deathbed told you that he's not satisfied with the material needs, but the actual work he has done for the society. So you don't need a deathbed to actually realize that. You have your whole life and you have wisdom around you. So just go for it.
Right.
And you need to actually keep looking for it. It will change with time. Your vision might change, but keep looking for it. And visionary people, I'm coming to the importance of vision, is visionary people are the leaders in their room. They often lead the people with small or no vision. So why don't be a leader? Of course.
So true. Oh, so
Yeah.
I was recently doing a course. I'll just share a brief input here. I was recently doing a course on happiness. So I've always, ever since my 12th class ended, and I just went into engineering, I realized that engineering, apart from engineering, taught me how to live a good life, the importance of happy life, the importance of happiness, prosperity, joy, and whatnot. So I was doing this course in which it was a course from, I believe, an international university. And a lot of research work was discussed in the course. It was not just sitting and talking to you like randomly, oh, happiness is very important, because people know, like, people who just talk about happy living, happy lifestyle are just considered like, are you leave everything and you go into Himalayas, that's where you'll get happiness, sort of an image. People have very weird image of people who talk about happiness like a general topic. Unfortunately, we tend to forget that whatever career we choose, whatever we are earning, that earning ultimately is for food, right? We do all of it for roti. And unfortunately, according to my mom, what my mom says, she says, just ke liye you're doing so much hard work, you are leaving that and running behind all the other things. You are leaving your dinner, leaving your breakfast, leaving your lunch to attend meetings, and ultimately what you get from those meetings is what you want for food. So what an irony, we don't even realize small things. So they discussed about 7 different things apart from materialistic needs. Obviously, financial stability is important, but apart from that, to an extent, financial stability is important. Uske alawa, there are like 100 reasons why, what the 100 sources of happiness: showing gratitude towards people, being in a society where people love you, where people are supportive, having strong, healthy relationships in your family and friends, having a good health. All of these and many others are also reasons for happiness. So maybe we just need to, recenter and need to figure out what our life aims are, and then need to align our career with our happiness. Because there is no
And
point, guys, being in a job
yeah.
and all your life you're just like, oh my god, this job sucks. There is no point doing that job. So before you get into that situation, it's important to realize what you really want to do, what really sparks you, what really makes you happy. Yes, Nishtha.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely correct here, because once we have that clarity, I guess every area of our life, every other area, be it relationships, be our family, be our own emotions, it'll be aligned, it'll be proper,
Yeah,
it'll be like in congruence with what you're actually doing.
absolutely.
And when you know your why, I guess all the problems are solved.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I have another reference to share here. There's a book called Ikigai. I'm sure most of us would have heard about this word. Ikigai means purpose, the purpose of life. That book is all about the Japanese lifestyle, and it talks about the importance of purpose of life. If you guys have time, do check out that book, or else me and Pavan will do a review of that book someday on CD Baat itself, because it's very important, guys. I mean, Ikigai is all about good lifestyle and having a purpose in life and aligning your lifestyle with those purposes or with that purpose, whatever it is. As simple as that. Although you might feel that getting a job, getting education, getting a graduation degree, and then landing into some corporate is a big deal these days. Of course it is, because of the competition, but unfortunately we're not looking at the creative fields that are available where competition is also less, opportunities are more, and probably that might actually align with your goals. So give a thought and think what you like to do. Just don't just do something which the entire world is doing, which your aunt or uncle, your parents or somebody told you should do. Figure out, stop and figure out what you want. Pavan,
Yeah, I'll
you've
just
been
make
silent
a
for quite a
mention.
while.
I'll just tell for those who do not know. So I was a science student, but somewhere when I got interested in economics, I had a bunch of students who would do the course along with me in school, but none of them had any interest. But I had an interest in that, so I did not want to take a road often traveled. I wanted to take a road not taken, and where I am is basically because of a choice I made. The choice is essentially that I should not be a part of the herd. So the same way, I think most of us do not think enough, and we have to start thinking whether it actually fits us and whether we are actually inclined to work in the same direction as everybody else. We should be doing something different, and everybody should actually do something different and not the same thing over again just because everybody else is doing. So in this context,
Yeah.
Nisha, I just like
Adding to
to
this, Pawan, I have another thing to add to this.
go ahead.
Realization might come at any moment, guys. I have done my graduation in engineering and now I'm pursuing masters in mass communication and journalism, which apparently was my passion since I was in class 8. So there is no age. You can realize any moment before the moment you end yourself. Before that, please realize what you want in life and start working on it. Pawan, your next question.
Yeah, the question I have is so now we have talked about vision, clarity, a whole bunch of things. So the question that we form now is, so they already addressed how we can solve this problem. So the next question is, if if you want to align your passion and job, there's a lot of constraints, and mentally we're not having that picture what to do. How do we align them? What is the way forward? What is the basic level? So if say you have a take an example of a 12th class graduate or a graduate who has done his BSc or engineering, but he is interested in something else, but the society does not want him. Society doesn't, let's say, the family at the very immediate level. So what should we, how can he go about it? The first thing, and the second thing is, if he's going to face challenges, naturally not every family is going to be comfortable and will be against things. They don't want, they fear a lot. So what is the way out?
That sounds like a question directly to me. My 3 months, like 6 months old, how I was facing it exactly. So I don't even need to answer it for anyone else. I can just answer for myself. But going to my personal experience about it and personal point of view, I still have some general answers for everyone, which will apply not just for engineers or mass comm students or anyone from school to even for 40s. So that is how it should first we can go, and then I can go to my experience. So and yes, there are only two kinds of people who are actually happy, I guess. People who do what they love and they can earn from it, and others who start loving what they're already doing for living. So yeah, now how can we explore our passion and purpose? So if you take an example, get um, you get ill. Okay, what will you first do? First thing is, without even knowing, you'll realize your symptoms and you'll go to your doctor, and then the doctor will be asking you questions. Okay, what are the symptoms? Then he will diagnose it, and then he will prescribe. So same thing goes to any area of your life, and same with life purpose and vision. So first thing is, you need to be aware, like what exactly is your passion. For that, you need to develop your self awareness, and self awareness can be developed in millions of ways if you just search it on Google. But basic is just spend some time with yourself every day, reflect, journal, gratitude, anything you want, start it, and in span of 1 month you will know yourself better than anyone else, which was not clear a month back. So yeah, start with that. With awareness, you will be having awareness of your passion itself, because now you want to do more things which makes you happy. You cannot do or take things which is not aligning with yourself, because you're more aware. So you can't take medicines which is not right for you, right? So first thing is awareness, and then once you know that okay, this is my passion, but what do I do with it? Should I just leave it as a hobby or interest, or actually pursue it in my career? So second thing is, actually look out for options. We It takes a lot of time. I mean, it took me a lot of time, but you need to do this. You don't just choose anything like that. You can do 1 month of research, you can do a year of research, but please dedicate your time to this. Ask people around you, connect to more people like that. You have a lot of social media networks now. LinkedIn is just for this, for professional people, and they don't mind getting connected. So why not take use of this? Connect with more people in your passion, in your interest, and then ask them, okay, where can I see myself in 5 years? Where can I see myself in 10 years? Trust me, they'll be more than happy to answer this, because nobody's asking them the right questions. They're just asking them the wrong questions. आपकी company में job मिलेगी? I mean, you need to really ask them and they will answer you. Okay. So that is there. Look for guidance as soon as you come across your passion. Then you can explore it by actually forming a community, form a community, talk to more people with your similar interest, join communities of similar interest. For example, in my case, I had this coaches and connect coaching groups. So I really didn't have any idea what is coaching. Trust me, you won't believe this. And then when I started connecting, there were all new coaches who were taking sessions for free, and they were asking sessions for free. And I'm doing hundreds of calls now. And I have like literally 20 clients right now across India. So that's like how you work. You have to start looking across. You have to use social media right. So do that. And yeah, uh, for college students, you can actually have, you can join clubs of your interest. Don't just sit at your room or your, it's okay. It's good to watch movies. It's good to relax. I'm not telling you to burn out yourself. But whenever you have time, whenever you actually go out, try joining those things which are of your interest. Trust me, you'll enjoy that more than those movies, because now you know that it is something which can be, you know, meaningful for life. So do that. And networking and all, it takes efforts, it takes patience and persistence to keep going. But you know what? Keep going. So,
Wow.
yeah. And one more thing I came across from inner engineering program by Sadhguru. So I went across that program. And one thing I realized that people actually just have that idea of leaving everything behind to search for yourself. No, I mean, you don't have to leave everything. You're not here to leave everything. Trust me, those are stupid who leave everything and then think that they will find themselves, you know? So,
So,
yeah, yeah. And I'm doing that myself. I'm doing my self realization. I'm understanding myself every day, but I have three source of incomes. Come on, anybody can do that. So he said this, Sadhguru, that isolate yourself for 3 to 7 days whenever you are making such life changing decision, you know, especially from your friends, family, and who are actually directly related to you, because their decisions impact you more than you realize. It goes unnoticed. It's like you won't even realize while making those decisions that where it is coming from. So take that 3 to 7 days of gap, just like Pawan, he is taking a good social detox. I guess it is one of the most important things which everybody should practice these days. And because this short-term dopamine-driven feedback loops that we have created, you know, it is actually destroying our mental strength and our ability to make unbiased decisions. So take a detox and start working on yourself. You know, start writing every thought you are having. Trust me, half of them will be your beliefs coming from
right.
conditioned society and coming from your own self. Bifurcate them and then work on your own beliefs, then form your own values. So I guess that is how you will come across your own passion, values, and beliefs, and that will drive you ahead. So you can just ask yourself three questions. I'll make it easy because it was a long talk. So just ask yourself, is it dust or is it me? Okay, write it down if it is you. Make note of 10 things, 20 things, whatever you like. Start exploring it. And then ask yourself, among those things, what is it among these things which makes me most happy? Because there will be something for sure. You love a lot of things, but there will be two or three things which you would do even if someone asks you at 3 a.m. that, come on, can you help me with that? You will be able to answer that. So
Right.
try it that, okay? And then third thing, which is most important, you will be paid or, you know, valued for something which you add value for. So ask, what do you have to offer to the world to make it better? Add value. All the leaders, all the visionary leaders, everybody across, you know, out there, they are adding value. Then only they are there where they are. So yeah, add value and have role models. And lastly, believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. And this is the answer which I can give to the student who is just passed out from engineering, and they are confused whether to actually convince their parents or not able to convince their parents or take something else. So in my case, it happened similarly. I passed out, I graduated, and I also had a job, like a core job. It's like ABB Global MNC from Switzerland, and it is core company for electrical. And people were literally dying for that job. So right now it was even more difficult, because before you choose something, it's at least easier, but after that it was even more difficult. And I did not even expect that people around me will understand, and actually they did not. When I told them that I want to be a life coach, I want to be a yoga instructor, that makes me truly happy. I want to motivate people, I want to tell them that you are much more powerful than you are. But they are like, okay, that is very ideal and that is not realistic. So because life coaching is not, which is very common, so what I did, uh, made a research, literally a report, which engineering se mujhe ek hi fayda hua hai. I made a good report of my research of careers and actually prove them that okay, इससे इतना मैं इससे ज्यादा कमा सकती हूँ, if money is the only problem for you. Happiness तो आपको चाहिए ना मेरी, so that is there. So I showed them that graph of me succeeding in this is much more than that. And I showed them options. I showed them people who are actually doing in India. I showed them about my own life coach. So that is how you can proceed with it. You need results, because right now, even you won't believe in yourself. Because honestly, even I didn't believe in myself because I was not sure. But once I started doing it and once I started earning from it, I started believing. People around me sense that belief as well. People can actually believe in you when you believe in yourself.
Truly.
So
Oh,
yeah.
that was brilliant,
An example
Nisha.
to
That was brilliant.
yeah, example to add over here is, one of my mentors from my college who is earning pretty good, like pretty good. Being an HOD, he's earning near about 2 lakhs in a month, no, near about 2 lakhs. So even after that, when I used to sit with him and I talked to him, he was the one who made me realize what I want to do, why I should do that. There was always a sense of sadness, grief, regret in his voice. That's where I realized that, it's not always the position and the money that you are running behind. For some people, that's not even the matter. Sometimes little things which might not pay you more than a well-paying job make you happy, right? And over the time, there is always possible success. Again, all of that requires awareness for you to study what you want. Like Nishtha said, she prepared a full-on report on what it is to be a life coach, what it is to be a yoga teacher, etc., etc., etc. So whatever you think makes you happy, research about that and see the credibility of a career in that particular field. All of that will come with self-awareness. And guys, try sitting with yourself someday. You are going to feel the pleasure which you never felt. And sitting with yourself is not just ignoring social media. Even if resources are there around you, you should have that capability of isolating yourself temporarily from all the resources and being there with you. And the moment you start understanding yourself, there's a different level of confidence that you have, even towards life. Sometimes people, they ask me, how are you so energetic? How are you so happy all the time? That's only because I know myself better than I knew myself yesterday. And that's only because I know I'm working towards the goal that is related to my vision, related to my, you know, my need, my wanting, and not just a career, ऐसे ही, some random career. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna spark you up.
Yeah.
Try spending
And
time with yourself. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I forgot to mention this point, but coaches, mentors, and guides play a very important role in your life.
Yes.
And yeah, my coach is also someone who actually inspired me here, and because of him, I actually got to know कि हाँ मैं भी ये कर सकती हूँ. I can actually enjoy doing that as well. And one most important point, that there is a misconception that once we choose a career stream or a degree, our life is fixed with that. It is not actually. It is not, as Lovepreet mentioned. And there's an amazing video actually by Elizabeth Gilbert on job, career, hobby, and vocation. You can search it on YouTube and it will clear all your misconceptions about this, and you can actually work on it. Okay. You guys can provide the link.
In the
Yeah.
world today, when everything is digitized, I think you can do multiple things at one point of time. Like right now, I'm sitting here, I'm a student, I'm a coach, I'm a teacher, some social worker, I'm also a podcaster, blah, 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 blah. There is no list to it. You can go on doing whatever you want, unless that does not burn you out and makes you feel, where the hell am I stuck? But how do you know it's your passion? when doing it is not a problem for you, when doing it is not a burden for you, when doing it in creative ways is all you're thinking about all day long, when you just want to do it much better than what you did yesterday. So, yeah, I mean, just, I don't know how to explain that feeling, but just to realize your goal, just to realize the purpose of your life gives you so much energy, and it allows you to work day in and day out. You don't even have to worry for sitting and preparing for an entrance exam when you are so passionate about that entrance exam or that job which you're going to get from that entrance exam. Simple as that. You don't have to make an effort for it. Trust me. And if you are by default very intelligent, just like our parents thought at one point we were, because we got a very good CGPA in class 10 and 12, and you are able to do anything, just like I completed engineering, even though I was not interested. Guys, you can complete it. You can complete it as a topper as well. But then the whole point is, are you happy? Are you happy? From inside, from within, excluding all the external factors that make you happy, are you happy? Ask that question again, 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 and again, and again, and again, and keep on going into yourself, dive into yourself, do the research inside yourself. You'll get all your answers.
Yeah, I think so. We have covered quite a lot of topics and quite a lot of, I think Nista's views and everything has been very, very, very educative and I think enlightening. And most of the youth who are watching this will take away a lot from this episode. And I think this has been one of a very detailed episode. But I think there's still one part left, which is just dealing with the society's constraints, or rather the role of parents and friends, and generally how do we handle that, because the social pressure that we get when making a lot of life decisions are way too many, be it joining a college of your choice or joining a college of somebody else's choice because Sharma ji ka beta has joined that college. So how do we deal with this?
Okay. So I feel more than us, we need to start educating our parents on this, and as a question, counseling parents basically, because support plays a major role in human decisions, especially when it comes to life-changing decisions. Because in the end, we all are social beings. We cannot just isolate ourselves and do whatever we want. You're right. अगर कोई यहाँ पे कर रहा है कुछ और, our parents will be biased for sure, and that is very natural. Actually, we cannot even expect them to understand immediately. So I guess counseling of parents is equally important as schooling of children, because this fast-paced world of technology is creating a gap in two generations, which can only be bridged by proper awareness and right information about the opportunities lying in the future. So I guess Hamara, the people, the youth like us who are social workers or influencers, we can spread this across. They need not go to counseling or counselors. Maybe we can make this information more available on internet about the about different opportunities, or create more support groups or support systems. And yes, as a student, as a children, we also have a responsibility to educate them, just like I did. Actually, I educated them about this new opportunity of life coaching, yoga instruction. So it's even our responsibility. You cannot just blame the parents or the society. It is your responsibility to spread this awareness.
Absolutely. And especially in the world today, where visiting a counselor, visiting a career counselor, any counselor for that matter, is a taboo. People don't consider it a very good thing. Going to a counselor is considered something, array, why do you need to go, and stuff like that. I had so many children
Somebody
saying
also
that,
say
my
it's
mom
a
is concerned.
monetary expense.
Yeah.
It's a waste of money.
No. My mom is really concerned, Didi, that why should I even talk to a counselor about my problems? Why can't I talk to her? So I was like, yeah, pretty cool. You should talk to your mom. But the point is, if your mom understands your concerns, just like I'm understanding right now, without any judgments and with 100% effort to understand, that's where children will become more comfortable sharing their stuff with their friends and family. And unfortunately, we're not able to provide them that safe space where they can talk out whatever they want to talk out. We are putting a lot of judgment everywhere, just looking at people and we are keeping on judging them all the time. So I think
that is why we are seeking this judgment free environment outside.
So we need I think as individuals, it's our responsibility if we are in any age group, it's our responsibility to be able to create that safe space for everybody, where they can talk, they can discuss their concerns, they can discuss their dreams, even if they sound unrealistic for a bit. Become a good listener. I feel even if you're a good listener for somebody, that solves half of the problem. And you should just give them the opportunity so that they can open up in front of you. Once they open up, they themselves realize ki, "Arey, maybe what I said was not practical." They'll realize, but just let them speak first. So
Yeah.
we won't even need counselors if our society was that understanding. If our parents and friends, at least the immediate people we deal with on an everyday basis, if they were understanding enough, we did not need counselors and psychiatrists and people like that. So yeah, I think everyone can be a life coach, because everyone has a life, everyone has life experiences. It's just about understanding from those experiences and sharing it with us others, so that we don't commit mistakes that others committed. Agar itna shauक hai to yourself go and commit a mistake and then learn, then it's your choice, we can't help you.
But
But I
that
think
would
we should
put a
always
lot
be.
of counselors, life coaches out of business.
What I mean to say, is it's always good to learn from others' experiences, Pavan, isn't it? I mean, from Nishtha, I'm learning so much, and probably I would avoid doing all the mistakes she did. And likewise, it's a give and take. It's an unsaid give and take, and probably the best gift you can give somebody, to share your experiences in a valuable manner, so that they don't end up doing the mistakes that somebody at one point did. And
Yeah.
that's what we are trying to do through this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, Nisha, it's time for us to end. This is quite a long episode. I wish this continued forever, but we have to see the time, and we have to take care of it. So discipline, is another important thing that will help you align your life goals as well, just to add. And yeah, with this, I think, Nishtha, if you have any message for youth that you want to give, a general message, a voice out, a appeal, anything, you can please share it.
Yeah, I would like to say only one thing, that you are more powerful than you think, and it is never late to discover that. And look within, not outside. Seek answers, and you will get them. Thank you.
Amazing. A very brief message, but with a lot of meaning, guys. Pavan,
Yep,
sorry, my
and
co-host, I did not allow you to speak too much today.
it's okay. It happens. So, uh, viewers, the best takeaway from this is what Mr. gave us in the end, the last message, and that is something that can motivate you. And I think check it out. You have to listen to. I think the whole episode is having a lot of information that you won't even get in Google, even if you keep on scrolling down. So
Right.
stay tuned for this, and I think you'll love this episode a lot. And I would say before leaving, of course, subscribe to the channel, and also Nista, I just do you have any website of yours or anything that you write on which people can check out? People
Yeah,
can drop it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll
Okay,
share it.
that's there. So
Yeah.
we'll drop the link in the description below. Check it out.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. We'll all see you
Stay
again.
tuned. Talk to Nishtha if you feel like talking to. As I told you before, we are all always available to help you out, so you can contact any of us for that matter. And if you like this episode, please share it with the people who really need to know these things, who really need to recenter their life goals, who are caught in situations where they are not happy. And this is the right time. The lockdown is the right time. Sit back, relax, and think about your life goals before your next semester or your next degree begins. And yeah, all the very best for everything. Nishtha, we are truly, truly grateful for you. You have spared time for us, and you have made so much sense today. Thank you for adding so much value to our podcast. We would love to have you again.
Thank you so much, both of you. I really enjoyed this episode, and I really wished it would last longer, but I'm glad and honored for this. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Keep loving us, guys. Keep subscribe to the channel, comment your views down below, and stay safe. Bye bye.